What is up, everybody? I'm Lou, and this is Metal Lens Reviews. Welcome to my channel. If this happens to be your first time here, you check it out, you like what you see, thank you. Please do me that favor of like, comment, subscribe. As I mentioned before, it really helps me grow the channel, spread it to the masses, and of course motivates me to provide you guys more content to watch. Alright, so what are we doing? We're going to be reacting to a band that I've done twice before, a Russian band, TAPOK. And yeah, they're pretty cool. They're metal. They do awesome cover songs, and they just kind of bursted out on the scene for me. They were recommended through a few comments, and I've been getting continuous comments about them to check them out. And this is a live track, actually, so it's going to be interesting. Live track with some meaning. So, you know, I think I've done maybe like an original and a cover song by them. But this, I'm going to say, is, you know, there's, you know, original song, and it's called Vysota 776, or Hight776. And then what's cool about this, it was a battle, it was a war between the, you know, Russians and the Chechens, which I believe was like in the 90s, and Russian paratroopers fought like these overwhelming odds to defend this strategic hill against a much larger enemy. A lot of casualties. I think only like 6 survived, and it was brutal. It was brutal. That's what I read anyway. You know, obviously I don't know Russian history that much, but you know, from what I know, I gather from that war, it was pretty agonizing and just you know, havoc. War is hell, you know. But this song is a praise to the men that sacrificed, defended that hill, and, you know, honor, nobility, and just, you know, having that Russian patriotism. And I'm interested, you know. I'm familiar with a little bit of TAPOK, and I can't wait to see how that's conveyed. Now, I had trouble with subtitles before with them, so I don't think there's going to be any, but I have a base of what the song's about, and I'll just let you guys, you know, you guys can fill me in the comments below any exposition regarding the song. Anyway, let me stop talking, cue this video up, and we're going to check it out together, alright? Once again, this is TAPOK with Hight776. Let's go.
Грозный за кольцо, воины Аллаха, тысячи бойцов, спешно отступая, с битвы зажатой, прорывались бои, горною бедой. На пути к этапу шел скользкий горизонт, словно кость в горле, кровожадный бант. Помощь на подходе, и режьте пульс, наш Кавказ захлопнут.
Okay, so right off the bat, I love it. Has a very progressive kind of feel, which I like. Kind of like epic, you know. You hear this a lot of these, like, you know, progressive metal bands. In fact, some late, I don't know if you guys are familiar with one of the first death metal bands entitled Death. Their later work was very progressive metal, but you know, like this fusion of the both. And like I said, with TAPOK, they're very versatile, and they can cover, you know, things from like Rammstein to, you know, Sabaton, you know, and make it epic, you know, that Russian edge to it. With this, I'm, you know, 100% sure this is, you know, one of their songs, and given by the audience. This is live in Moscow, I presume. The response, just the feverish, you know, cheers, and, you know, like, I see why. Someone even mentioned in the comments that, you know, they're super popular in Russia right now, and I see why, you know, like, you don't have to be a genius to guess, you know, they have a presence to them. And while I do a lot of folk or, you know, classic kind of sounding groups, pop artists from Russia, it's good seeing, you know, a Russian band carry a metal torch in Mother Russia, so that's awesome. That's awesome. Let's keep going.
Москва! Это снобский отряд 90 ребят, те, кто не отступят, золотой на себя. Это гордость отцов, это память бойцов, кто коснулся небес с высоты 76. Войны Жиханда, предвкусив успех, снежными тропами прорывались вверх, усыпая склоны трупами бойцов, грозных ваххабитов, скошенных лиц.
Can we just talk about the guy set up here? Is that like a flak jacket, bulletproof vest he's wearing? It's badass and very metal. You don't get more metal than that because he's wearing metal. The band, you know, and like they're doing their thing, very flawless. I mean, you know, I don't know how long they've been together, but obviously, you know, they practice a lot, and you know, this is good that they. I don't know their touring schedules. I'm sure they're on tour now, obviously. If they've ever come to the States before, if they did, I imagine, you know, but they're right up there with, you know, modern metal music today, especially in the States. You know, they could definitely be on par. You know. Epic work, great song, you know, it's listenable, it's you know, not too harsh, you know, don't get me wrong, I love my metal, you know, fast and brutal, but it's good to have some kind of melody, something you could relate to, understand, and this has a powerful message behind it, so I think that's important too. But sure, everybody could, you know, mosh and get their anger out through that way, and just scream lyrics, but these guys have a nice balance. And it's you can hear it, and so you know they definitely get like a check for that. That's awesome and impeccable. But yeah, you know their presence on stage really boss. You know, almost kind of gives me the presence wise anyway a kind of an Avenged Sevenfold kind of feel. Not the music, just the you know the way the lead singer and the band kind of come across. But yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome, and you know. Say what you will about like you know Russian bands, they have some kind of niche quality to them, an edge that makes them stand out, and you know, and through like the you know the real singy, lovey-dovey music, the Russian pop music, metal music. There's just something that stands out. It's not just you know, obviously the Russian language. It's not just that. It's an attitude, a good attitude, and you know it shows. Alright, let's keep going.
Враг окутал горы, ждет во тьме чечен, где шестая рота не сдается в плен. Долг исполнил честью, свой оставит след. Только в 6 гвардейцев встретили рассвет. Это скотский отряд 90 ребят, те, кто не отступят, взял огонь на себя. Это гордость отцов, это память бойцов, кто коснулся небес с высоты 76. Москва выше руки! А теперь столица! Скотский отряд 90 ребят.
Ooh, that was nice. That was a nice solo right there. Like I said, this is definitely hitting all the right vibes for me. I like this. I would have this added to my Spotify playlist. But yeah, like I said, it's good. It's metal in a progressive way. It's fast, and there's an edge to it, which is cool. I like that. And in fact, that has such a strong meaning, a patriotic Russian meaning behind it is even better. Like I said, my specialty is history, ancient, classical, medieval history, and a lot of it has to do with like Roman and Byzantine periods. But you know that a lot of that overlaps with you know the early Kievan Rus or the Rus Empire. You know, it eventually turned into Russia, and so you know I dig that. You know, even when I study theology, I lean towards the Eastern Christianity, you know, Orthodoxy and all that stuff, and I just find it fascinating, and just, you know, it holds that archaic feel that you want and when it comes to religion anyway. But yeah, I love how the early Russian history kind of is able to encapsulate that Roman era kind of feel, that Byzantine feel, but it becomes something new at the same time. So I'm not sure what that has to do with this, but anyway, what I'm saying is, my point is, I appreciate Russian music of all kinds, and I'm not just saying that to, get likes and clicks or views. I mean it. I should thank the, Russian artists, the ones that didn't get blocked anyway, because of them, they kind of pushed my channel to where it is today, to make me have a platform to do stuff like this. So that's always good, And one day I'll definitely visit Russia. It's on the bucket list. Hopefully sooner than later, but yeah, it's definitely on the list of countries to visit. I even have my passport, so see you guys soon. All right, let's keep going. I think we got a little bit left. Yeah, we'll finish it out and let you guys know my final thoughts. Nice. Bravo. Been well received, that, standing ovation there. The cheering and all that stuff. Definitely hit the mark. Yeah, Radio TAPOK. They never fail to disappoint. And, pretty much the question is, where do I go from here? Should I do another live song? Should I do something recent? I'll let you guys tell me. But, yeah, that was awesome. And also, before I move on, I just want to say kind of an apology for my previous videos, or recent videos, should I say, if you guys have been watching. I don't know. I do these pretty late, so sometimes, I'm off. I feel a little off mentally, or, I'll trip on my words, which I do a lot sometimes. I'm just, tired and might seem, not present, but, it's near the holidays. I got a lot on my mind. I generally also have a lot on my mind. I have like ADD. But I'm trying to do better and trying to stay focused on this task here and pretty much have it like a running commentary when it comes to reacting. Some people say I talk too much, but that's my love language, That's what I do. I talk and I know things, But, yeah, this was fun. This was a great song. Progressive metal, just kind of in-your-face grit, with a very, very strong meaning. Like I said, unfortunately, the subtitles weren't working out. But like I said, I get the gist. I don't think you have to be a genius there. I'm semi-familiar with the Chechen-Russian wars, and I can just imagine, the energy that was kind of put into the song, the creative, the writing process, and all that stuff. Awesome solo, like the band was impeccable, the vocals on point. What else can I say? It was a great song. And, if you guys want to give me some more, meaning behind the song, exposition, leave in the comments below. I read them as much as I can, guys. But yeah, there you have it. Radio TAPOK with Vysota, which pretty much means Hight776. Yeah, live in Moscow. Awesome. Alright, guys, there you have it. Hey, if you made this far in the video, thanks for watching. Please do me a favor of like, comment, subscribe. If you want to throw me another song recommendation, or, a movie to review, something else to react to, whatever's on your mind, or if you just feel like being generous and want to, donate to the channel or support it in any way, I'll leave a link down below entitled Buy Me a Coffee, and you can reach me through there. Other than that, my friends, thanks again for watching. I'll see you all very, very soon. Peace.